2013, after I finished my corporate stint for about 7-8 years, I decided that I want to be doing something of my own. And I think it took me just a few minutes to decide that it should be chocolate. So because of that, I did a backpacking trip to Belgium and understood the chocolate industry in a bit. There I realized that the real opportunity is from making chocolate from the bean to the bar. In the meanwhile, I did a course in chocolate tasting. So that helped me understand quite a lot about the final product, which is chocolate. And then we reverse engineered. So we set our own expectations right as to what we want to achieve. And then came back to India and started working on setting up an institute where we would help people make chocolate in small scale. In 2014-15, startup as a concept was not so popular in India. We are in many ways a startup for other startups. The purpose of our institute is, on one hand, working with cocoa farmers, improving the quality of their beans and buying back their produce, so that we can help thousands of people eventually install these production units, which are micro scale units, and make use of the Indian cocoa beans and reduce our dependence on imports also, and hence create an ecosystem of micro batch bean to bar chocolate makers. We've reached a few milestones, and I think quite in good time. We've trained about 118 students until now, both from outside of India as well as from India. But out of the balance 100 odd people, about 40-45 people have actually got into the business already. And there are about 25 people who already have brands of their own, and they either sell in their own city, within their own circle, maybe just during the festives, or they have brands that are even national. So our alumni, if you can call it so, is a set of very highly successful entrepreneurs in the bean to bar segment, and I see them only growing as we go along. The 3-day program that we do at Cocoashala, which is our signature engagement style, where we teach tasting-based chocolate making methodology. When the person comes in, we teach him how to make chocolates starting from tasting. Then we move to chocolate making. Then we go on to recipe formulation, and then we do incubation as well as financial. So all of that is covered in the 3-day program. So our set of students come from a variety of backgrounds, but what we've seen very similar, very common in many people, is they have nothing to do with chocolate other than being a chocolate consumer themselves and a huge love for chocolate. We've noticed that only about maybe 40% of the people have a commercial indication of the exciting opportunity that exists in chocolate. But the balance 60 people, they want to do something after they've learned how to make chocolate. We also have a good alumni of students from overseas, and that constitutes about 15% of our entire student base.
My interest started when I was farming, just selling the cocoa beans. It's a lot of labor intensive, but I'm not getting the value of the labor that I'm putting in. So that interest grew, and then I try to look for places that I can learn how to make chocolate.
I got interested in bean to bar about maybe a year ago. We started tasting chocolates, and we're looking to get into the farm business mostly, but that farm is going to be centered around chocolate. We recently bought a farm in southern Maharashtra, right next to Goa, and we're looking to do a biodynamic, basically permaculture on that farm. We're going to be growing lots of fruits, and cacao is the main staple of those fruits. So we're here to learn how to make chocolate, basically, and the business behind it.